everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got a battle report here for you. Battle report number 32. 'Tis I, Lord Tremendous of the Ogre Cons, versus Bonepick, also of the Ogre Cons. Little bit of a mirror match. I'm gonna let you know right now. This is my buddy's second game of Ninth Age ever. And I didn't look at his list or anything like that before we started playing. I consider that cheating. I didn't even really look at it until I was doing the battle report, and I realized that yes, his list is very illegal. His tribesmen both have heavy armor. He's got multiple units of tribesmen with heavy armor, and his great shaman takes 2 arcane items. Not a huge big deal. It's not really game changing, but he does have that. I'm well aware of it. It was an accident. It was an oversight. It's not a huge big deal. It's still a really good game. It's still a really fun game, and I hope that you sit back, relax, and get ready to see how this one goes. Here's my list, and I don't believe anything's changed from the last game because I like to give the game the list a few tries unless, of course, there's something about it that I just can't tolerate. And so far, this list, while I know I'm going to make some tweaks to it, I'm still trying stuff out. I still have my Lord, the Great Shaman Skaz, Skaven and AC. He's a level 4 wizard with Screaming Swords, Demonic Heart, and the Path of Butchery. For my hero choices, I still have my Khan. He's my BSB. He's got the Ogre Crossbow, Flesh Render, Mithril Mail, Talisman of Lesser Shielding, and Rotten Jaw. Then I still have my Mammoth Hunter, Lady Elizabeth. She has her Hunting Spear, her Axe of Battle, the Armor of Fortune, and Headhunter. And then, of course, I still have my main Mammoth Hunter, Lord Tremendous. He's got his Ogre Crossbow, the Heart Ripper, Yeti Furs, Gem of Dragonfire, Troll Eater, and he's on his trusty Tusker, the War Teddy. Love this guy, and honestly, I really rely on him. For my core choices, I have a unit of 7 tribesmen, Skaz's Spazzes. They have full command, Iron Fists, and the Banner of Discipline. I have a second unit of 7 tribesmen, the good old boys, with full command, Iron Fists, and that's it. I didn't give them anything else because I can't give them heavy armor anymore. Old habits die hard. And then to round out my core choices, I have a unit of 23 scraplings with full command and short bows. For my special choices, I have a unit of 6 scrapling trappers, the favored pets. And then I have my unit of 6 mercenary veterans, the Storm of Retribution. They've got Banner, Musician, Iron Fist, Lethal Strike, Thunderous Charge, and the Banner of Speed. And then I have a unit of 4 Yetis with a unit champion. This is Lady Elizabeth's unit. For my rare choices, I have this piece of garbage Scratapult that used to be so reliable, and just wait. Then I have the Godsend, the Frost Mammoth Rufus. The guys that he carries around have a couple of Ogre Crossbows on him, but he's the main event, he's the main attraction, and he's the reason that this army's successful at all. God, I love this guy. Anyway, that's it for my list. I'll post my opponent's list, play some music. Feel free to pause it anytime you like in order to see what he took. Here are my spells, which are exactly what you're looking at. And here's deployment.
Are you ready for a war?
For the most part, I just kind of lined up in the middle like I always do, just ready to take it to wherever. I knew the ogres were going to come to me because I was going to come to him. My mercs are over on the left there, getting ready to shoot between that little bottleneck between the water hazard and the ruins. I got Lord Tremendous on the hill on the left flank with the Scratapult right behind him. I know you can't really see but a corner of him, but he's there, trust me. Rufus and both unit of tribesmen are in the middle to just take whatever comes right down there. I figure the combo charge. And on my right flank, I've got Elizabeth with her Yetis, and I've got my Scraplings starting off in the house. My Trappers are over in the ruins on the right side, just in case anything decides to come after them. I was half hoping one of his chariots would try to charge me into the ruins and be like 4 DT3 checks. That would be great, but we'll see. We'll see. But honestly, that's really it for deployment. I'm playing against ogres. It's going to be a straight-up fist fight. So here's top 1 after movement, and as you can see, I didn't hesitate. Everything came forward. Everything. With the exception of the Scraplings on the right there in the house. They stayed put. Just in case, I honestly didn't see a use for them. Maybe I should have fired them forward. I'm still trying to figure out how to use the Scraplings, to be perfectly honest. And Lord Tremendous held back because he was stupid and stumbled forward like 4 inches. It was not good. Not good at all. The stupidity thing's getting on my nerves. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's just the best kit that I can make for him. I don't want to lose Heart Ripper. I don't want to lose the Yeti Furs. I like having a regen and a 2-up against fire. So if every once in a while he's going to be stupid, then every once in a while he's going to be stupid. What can you do? But really, that's it. Everything shot forward movement, and that's it. There's a better picture of Tremendous drooling, and that's always a good way to start a game. During the magic phase, I get Giant's Gullet off on his big-ass unit of bruisers there. That's his general on the left. And I kill a guy, which means not only is a guy dead, which is awesome, but he can't march, and he rolls 1 less dice to charge, which is pretty good considering how fast these guys are. In the shooting phase, Rufus takes a couple of pot shots at that Saber Kitty way over there and puts a wound on him. Hits and wounds once, not too bad. Then the Scratapult takes aim at that huge brick of tribesmen over there, and I deviate like 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches off, and I clip a couple of bombardiers that are in the middle there. After all the pots and pans and silverware fall on these guys, 1 wound gets through, which, considering I hit 2 of them, that's not terrible. And with that, we go over here to bottom of 1 after movement. And look, they come forward as well. He throws the saber-tooth tiger in front of the mercenary vets. I know you can't see it with this picture, but trust me, it's there. Well, you can kind of see it. His bombardiers and his tribesman unit come firing forward, looking to put some harm down on the merc vets. That's fine. I figured I would weather the bombardier's shots, charge the kitty, and hopefully overrun far enough to maybe even hit the, the bombardiers. I don't know. I might just leave the kitty there and back up the merc vets. I hadn't really decided yet. In the middle there, unit bombardiers moves up and keeps pace with the bruisers who can't march, and he didn't declare a charge. I had every intention in the world of dual charging here, but there was a war kitty in front of the good old boys with the BSB in the middle, and so I really couldn't do anything about that. And there was another war kitty in front of Skaz's Spazzes. I was hoping to just kill that one off with either magic or shooting. On the right flank there, his Thunder Cannon and his Scratapult just kind of get ready to shoot at me, and the Bombardiers don't even bother moving because they're in range. That's pretty much it for his movement. During his magic phase, he gets Giant Skullet off on my Merc Vets, which ends up killing one himself. I guess I owed him one, but I really wish he wouldn't have charged me a Merc Vet for his damn Bruiser. And then his cannon fires at Rufus, hits, and ends up doing 2 wounds, which I know is the minimum, but damn. So Rufus is a 3rd dead. And then that stupid little unit of Bombardiers, the 4-man unit of Bombardiers, fires at my Merc Vets and does 5 wounds to him. Couldn't friggin' believe it. When I use Bombardiers, they sucked. When my opponent uses Bombardiers, they are on point. Makes me sick. But yeah, another Merc dies, and I take 5 wounds total. Unbelievable. And then over here, the stationary unit of Bombardiers fire at the Yetis, and are even with long range and skirmishers are able to put 2 wounds through on the Yetis. If this keeps up, I'm going to have to give Bombardiers another serious look, because so far I'm really impressed and slightly terrified. That's it for his turn, so we go over here to top of 2 after movement, and Tremendous does the long bomb charge. I could see the saber-tooth kitty, and I was like, screw it, let's see if I can't hit him, and then overrun into the tribesman there. I think that would be a good matchup. I'm not going to break him or anything like that, but maybe I can whittle him down and keep him in place for a while. And so he makes that charge. I did take dangerous terrain for going through the water, and I made them both, no problem. The Merc Vets decided to stay still because I really didn't feel like getting, well, merked any more than I already have. The good old boys charged the saber-toothed tiger they're in front of just to try to kill it and then turn to face. I know these damn, what's it called? Bruisers are coming after me next turn, but honestly, I'm going to pop Rotten Jaw. I think I can kill enough of the bruisers that it won't matter. I think I'm going to be able to do that. If nothing else, I'm hoping that I make my break check. It shouldn't lose by too much. That's my thought process anyway. My other unit of tribesmen with my shaman turn to face, because if I can get Giant Skull off on a big brick again, it'll be more difficult for them to charge me. Elizabeth's Yetis charge the bombardiers who stand and shoot and fail because they were at a lot of negatives, and they make it in, thank God. And that's really it. I do move my scraplings out of the house to start moving up because I need them to start shooting at stuff, and I want my opponent to have another target just in case. And my trappers on the top right there move to start shooting at the Scratapult because I forgot about them last turn. Oh, me. So yeah, that's it for top of 2 movement. There's a better picture of Tremendous slamming into the War Kitty, and hopefully I can kill it and then overrun into the Tribesman. That would be ideal. And there's a better picture of the good old boys. Oh, I'm sorry, this is actually Skaz's Spazzes with the BSB inside there. I put my characters in the wrong units, so I feel a little stupid, but what can you do? Anyway, that's a better picture of that unit slamming into this tiger just to get it out of the way. And there's a better picture of Elizabeth and her friends slamming into these bombardiers, and they have to go. During the magic phase, I get bubble toughness off, which is good. It means both units of tribesmen and Rufus are now +1 toughness. And then during the shooting phase, Rufus takes a couple of pot shots at the saber-toothed tiger once again and kills him. 2 shots, 2 wounds, and a dead kitty. Rufus is on point this game. Next up in the shooting phase, I fire my Scratapult directly at the bombardiers right there, thinking that'd be a beautiful shot. If I deviate, there's plenty of stuff for me to deviate and still hit. I, of course, decide to deviate. It would have been beautiful right into the bruisers, but my Scratapult, in all its incompetence, misfires, because it's a piece of garbage. I end up rolling a misfire 4, which really pisses me off because now not only can it not shoot this turn, it can't shoot next turn, and it's way out of position. Starting to really think that I need to get rid of this thing and try out something else. During the combat phase, his impact hits alone kill the saber-toothed tiger, and I overrun beautifully into the tribesman, which is great because where he's at now, I mean, he can sit in there all day. These guys are strength 4, strength 5 if he gets a spell off, and 2 up, 5 up, I can deal with this unit all day, provided that nothing crazy happens anyway, and the dice gods turn on me. I'm pretty sure I've got this, and should be a lot of fun. Over here, I'm able to kill off the tiger with the Skaz's Spazzes. However, I think the damn tiger's able to do a couple of wounds to the unit before I kill it, which was quite impressive to say the least. Then over here, Elizabeth and her unit just pulverize these bombardiers. They are able to slip 1 wound through and kill off a Yeti, which is totally acceptable. They all die, and actually, 3 of them die. 1 of them breaks, and I run him down. The Thunder Cannon and the Scratapult make their panic checks, which is very impressive considering. And we end up, Elizabeth ends up, I think, almost running. No, she does. Her and her unit run off the table to pursue. There you go. They have ran off the table pursuing the fleeing bombardier. So if you can believe it, that brings us over here to bottom of 2 after movement. And yeah, his bruisers with his general slam into Skaz's Spazzes in my BSB, which is really, really bad. We all know it. That's not going to go quite as well as I hope it will, but I still have faith. There's still a pretty tough little unit there. I'm going to see what happens. Everything else, though, his bombardiers just kind of get into position to shoot. The one unit doesn't even move because they've got the Merc Vets right there and they're excited about it. And that's really it. His other unit of bombardiers moved to shoot at the good old boys with my great shaman Skaz in there, and his 2 artillery pieces in the back are perfectly situated to shoot at exactly what they want to shoot at. That's it for movement. And there's a better picture of his big unit of bruisers with his great Khan slamming into Skaz's spazzes without Skaz and my BSB. Yeah, I really underestimated this charge. Well, you'll see. During the magic phase, my opponent gets +1 strength off on this unit of tribesmen over here. His great shaman is in this unit. He's the one on the far left there. I'm perfectly fine with that. He needs 4s to wound me. I should be okay. We go into shooting, and his damn bombardiers open up on my mercs again and do 3 wounds, killing another guy and forcing the damn panic check. Okay, so these guys are leadership 8. The BSB was in range, and I rolled a 9 and a 10 and a 9 to flee. I'm rolling out of the box just at the wrong friggin' time. So they break and run away, which sucks because they were in a beautiful position to charge the bombardiers, and then once they were destroyed, reform and slam into the tribesmen in the flank, helping take care of that unit. Now Tremendous is all by himself. My plans are starting to come unraveled. Then over here, his other unit of bombardiers get like 20 shots at me, moved long range, they don't care about moving, and he kills 2 guys, does 6 wounds to my damn tribesmen, alright? It does force a panic check. Thank God I passed this panic check. Unbelievable! I've really got to rethink my whole stance on bombardiers, because damn. So we go into combat, and the dice gods spit in my face. I don't even mind telling you. They literally manifest, spit in my face, and then wink at my opponent. He brutalizes me, okay? I killed 1 guy. Needing 4s and 4s, I kill 1 guy. He didn't make any armor saves. I rolled out of the box to hit, and then I rolled out of the box to wound. Unfortunately, it was just the wrong side of the box, because I rolled out of all the attacks I had, I think I hit, oh gosh, 16, 18 times, and only 3 wounds. Check this out. I'm sorry, 14 hits. 14 hits, and there's my roll to wound needing 4s. 3 wounds. Nothing else. 1s, 2s, and 3s everywhere else. Like I said, when the dice gods decide to spit in my face, they spit in my face. I auto break. I get away, I bounce the roof as he passes his panic check, but of course the bruisers pursue and they slam into Rufus. And that alone spells the end of Rufus. This was not supposed to go this way at all. 14, I should have at minimum gotten 7 wounds through. I mean, that's just Math Hammer, and I hate Math Hammer, I really, really do, but this just goes to show you Math Hammer is not to be relied on, because Dice never took a math class. So there it is. These, the Khan and the 2 remaining spazzes are almost off the table, and Rufus is now a dead man because the dice gods have decided to punish me for my indiscretion. I don't know. Over here, however, Tremendous ends up in a challenge, ends up doing like 4 wounds, 4 or 5 wounds to this guy. Charge and 4 or 5 wounds. I win this combat. They're steadfast and they stick it out, but as you can see, they couldn't touch him. He's too much of a badass. In the challenge, I just ended up killing his unit champion. He challenged, not me. So we go over here to top of 3 after movement, and there's not a ton. The good old boys with Skaz charge into the flank of the bruisers because Rufus needs all the help he can get. I rally my mercs and the spazzes with my BSB, luckily, which is awesome. Elizabeth and the Yeti split off. Elizabeth goes towards the scrap launcher, or scratapult anyway, and the Yetis go towards the thunder cannon, and my scraplings, who have nothing else to do, move up 8 inches just to try to get back into this fight. My particular scratapult does nothing because it can't shoot this turn because it's a piece of garbage, and once again, I completely forget about my damn trappers. There's a better picture of Rufus getting some backup, and man, I'm biting my nails on this one. And there's a better picture of the mercs and the spazzes with my BSB rallying. So I guess there's a little light at the end of the tunnel, but now they're just so out of position. Nothing happens in magic at all. So we go into shooting, and Elizabeth throws her spear at the Scratapult and hits it, does one wound, because it's not a monster, a red monster, so I can't do multiple. And the trappers throw their stuff at it as well, but it bounces right off their arm. Any wounds they do, he armor saves, so impressive on both sides, really. So we go into combat, and Tremendous and his Tusker are able to do 6 wounds to the unit. I did issue a challenge. He refused and took his character to the back, so that's fine. But I was able to do 6 wounds. I do take 1 wound in return, which sucks a little bit, but I think Tremendous will be able to deal with that. I win this combat, but he's still steadfast and makes his check no problem. Oh, over here. It's a hell of a showing on my part, I'm not going to lie to you. Rufus takes like 4 wounds. No, he takes 3 wounds from impact hits because they were pretty hard. I think he hit me at strength 5 or 6. I think he hit me at strength 6 with the impact hits, including his General's D3. He only got 1, but it still really, really hurt. The Bruisers, of course, they go last. My tribesmen kill 4 of them, and it wasn't enough. I knew Rufus was in a lot of trouble. I knew any damage that he did wasn't going to help a whole lot against the unit, so I attacked his Great Khan, and Rufus himself was able to do 2 wounds to his Great Khan before the unit took Rufus out, which sucks. My opponent does lose, but he's steadfast because I lost 1 too many tribesmen, and he needed to lose just 1 more. He makes his break check no problem, and then he also turns to face me. So now it's just going to come down to dice rolls, and needless to say, the dice gods are not happy with me. So here we are at bottom of 3 after movement, and again, there's really not a ton. His bombardiers on the left flank move closer so they can shoot my mercenary vets. His other unit of bombardiers move so they can shoot at my Yetis. His Scratapult and his Thunder Cannon stay still, and everything else he has is dead or in combat. So movement's pretty quick. During his magic phase, he gets regen off, and to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't care. I know Lethal Strike, if I can roll those, are gonna negate it, so that should help. And honestly, it's only a 50-50, and I needed to stop other spells, so I was like, you know what, go ahead, you got it. And so he got regen off on his tribesmen. During his shooting phase, once again, those bombardiers blow away another mercenary vet. I'm very impressed by his bombardier units. I'm really going to give these guys a solid look after this game, because holy crap, they're just eating me alive. And over here, his second unit, or his only other remaining unit of bombardiers, do the same thing that my Yetis, and even with longish range and skirmishers, he's able to do 3 wounds and pop another Yeti, forcing the panic check. My damn Yetis fail the panic check and run off the table. Can you friggin' believe it? Rolled a 10. So even if Elizabeth had been in the unit with them, she'd have ran off the table with them. It drives me crazy. These panic checks are killing me. And I'm leadership 8 and 9, pretty much across the board. What is going on? I brought all the cowards to the game, apparently. Jeez. So we go into combat, and once again, even with +1 strength, as you can see, I missed that in the last magic phase. Even with +1 strength, strength 5, I need 4s and 3s. I am rolling like raw ass. I kill 2 bruisers. I don't even think it was 6 wounds. I think 1 was carrying a wound already, so I don't even remember. In return, I lose 4 tribesmen. He needs 4s and he needs 2s, but it's like, what the flippin' hell's going on? The dice gods are literally slapping me in the face now. They've gone from spit to physical violence, and I need an adult. So I lose this combat. I think I need a 4 to stay. And not only do I break, I get away, but it forces the panic check on Khan and the spazzes, and they break and they flee 12 inches off the table. So there goes that unit. My other unit of tribesmen are fleeing. I can't catch a flippin' break. Just don't know what to do. Over here, yeah, okay, so the regen letting you go off, that was a terrible, terrible, stupid idea on my part. I only do 2 wounds. He's got a rank and a banner, and I don't believe he does any wounds to me. He's got a musician, so I've got a straight up 9 to roll in order to make my break check here. And I actually do make my break check, because Lord Tremendous is nobody's fool, thank God, and he sticks, but okay, yeah, in retrospect, letting regen go off on his unit was a terrible idea. So we go over here to top of 4 after movement, and things are getting worse. Elizabeth, I think, charges a Scratapult and makes it no problem. My tribesmen with my general do not rally. Let me say that again. They do not rally. And they run 4 inches, which is just awesome. Just awesome. My Merc Vets run forward to try to catch up to the Bruisers, because the 2 that are remaining could do some damage to that unit, especially in the rear, maybe, I don't know anymore. And that's it. The Scratapult moves up 6 inches because it's been useless this whole flippin' game. What a waste that thing is. And that's it. I forgot about moving the damn Trappers again. Not that I really need to, because... well, I mean, if the Scratapult doesn't die, at least it'll have to run through them and take DT checks if Elizabeth doesn't just kill it, but I don't even know. Sitting on my shoulders while playing the game. What can I tell you? There's a better picture of Skaven and AZ failing me once again. You know what? He told him to keep running. That treacherous vermin, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. He usually does better. What's up, Skaven? What did I do to you, man? Just because I did the 10 things I hate about vermin and all of it was true? Is this because I said that thing about the naphtha throwers? Well, I meant it. I meant it. All of it. You bully. Stop fleeing. So there is no magic phase because my general is my only caster and he's currently running. But the scraplings fire at the, what's it called? The bruisers, the ones that can see. I didn't shoot the guys that were behind the other bruisers because I didn't think that they could see past past my tribesmen into his bruisers. But the ones that could see fired and actually were able to kill one. They did 3 wounds. I mean, scraplings going for broke. I was very impressed. We go into combat over here, and Elizabeth is able to put 4 wounds or so through on these guys, or 3 wounds, I think. And you know, he's not. I think he's able to do 1 wound back. So charge, flank, and 3 wounds to 1 wound. He loses by 4, and Elizabeth restrains. And the reason she restrained is because I knew he had to take a bunch of DT3 checks with only 1 wound left by going through the trappers. So she restrained, turned to face the Thunder Cannon, and sure enough, the trappers causing the DT3 checks, he failed 1 and exploded. So, points secured, and the trappers were useful because apparently forgetting about them is the way to make them the most useful in this particular game. I'll take it. Over here in combat, Tremendous does like 5 wounds to the unit, even with regen. I do a bunch of lethal strikes. I rolled 6s to wound. And so I think I did like 3 lethal strikes, and the Tusker did a couple of wounds that got past regen, because the Tusker doesn't get the lethal strike. I take a wound in return, but it's 5, I did 5 wounds. He's got rank, banner, wound. He loses by 2. He's steadfast. They break, and I pursue, and I run them down. Tremendous took out that 600 or 700 point unit by himself. I told you I was a badass. What? So, yeah, made up his points in spades. At least one of my units, and Elizabeth, she's doing pretty good, is making up their points this game. I'm proud of them. So fresh off that victory, we go over here to bottom of 4 after movement, and my opponent charges my fleeing guys. They have to flee. He redirects into the scraplings and makes it. They would stand and shoot, but he was within 6 inches, or they did stand and shoot and missed. I don't remember which, but either way, he makes it in with all of his guys, no problem. His bombardiers turn in the center there to shoot my mercs some more. The other bombardiers turn to face Tremendous and shoot him in the back. His cannon turns to shoot at Elizabeth, and that's pretty much it. There's been a picture of Skaz running away with the 2 remaining good old boys, and my opponent's unit slamming into my scraplings. And there's a slight chance that my scraplings will be steadfast, but I'm not holding my breath. There is no magic, so we go into shooting, and the Bombardiers, they're able to slip a wound through on Tremendous. Same thing, Strength 14, 5's the wound, and -2 to his armor save, and they slip another one through. Tremendous almost died. I gotta get me some Bombardiers. Holy crap! And then same thing over here, only I get lucky, and these guys are finally, I think, running out of hard stuff to shoot at me. They're just kind of picking up grass and hope. I think they're able to slip another wound, maybe 2 onto this unit. I don't remember exactly how many they had before. But it's not enough to kill a base, which is good, but holy God, Bombardiers, I did not give them enough credit. Maybe it's because 4 is the magic number. I'm not really sure. So we go into combat, and my scraplings, I think, do 1 wound to a bruiser, just rolling terrible. Not that I could really do a whole lot to the bruisers with these guys anyway, but yeah, just got massacred. As you can see, he kills all but 6 out of 23 scraplings. I am not steadfast. I auto-break. The scraplings get away, but their overrun puts them right on top of Skaz and his pals there, the good old boys, the remainers. And if I'm reading the rules correctly, I don't flee. The only stand reaction you can make is stand, and so they hit me and I'm dead. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if I was supposed to flee again or what, but that's the way we played it. And Skaz and the remaining good old boys are dead. So... Dear God, I can't catch a break this game, other than with Lord Tremendous. So here's top of 5 after movement, and yeah, my Merc Vets were too far away to charge, so I moved them up there 14 inches. Lord Tremendous dives into the damn ruins because I'm afraid of getting shot off the table and killed. My Scratapult, I think, tried to charge the Bombardier. No, it moved up 6 inches. I was thinking about charging, but it was too far. Elizabeth charges the Thunder Cannon, and once again, I completely forget about my Trappers, but honestly, what the hell am I going to do with them at this point? The scraplings that were fleeing did rally, but whoop-de-doo, they're dead next turn. There's a better picture of the scraplings rallying. Yay! And there's a better picture of Elizabeth slamming into the Thunder Cannon, and really hoping she kills it. During the shooting phase, my piece of shit frickin' Scratapult fires at the Bombardiers and misfires again. The piece of garbage. And he ends up misfiring 3, and that's it. I've just had it with the Scratapult. It hit once this whole game, misfired twice, couldn't shoot for 4 turns. It's a piece of trash. It's an unreliable piece of trash. I don't want it anymore. I'm going to get rid of it, and I'm thinking after this game, I'm going to throw some Bombardiers into the army, because at least those guys are reliable, and they don't misfire. Or at least they seem to be for my opponent. Maybe they won't be for me. Maybe shooting's just not my thing, but it's really discouraging that something that used to be so reliable and so good is now an utter piece of trash. And yeah, just not thrilled with this thing at all. So we go into combat and nothing happens. Elizabeth isn't able to do any damage to it. It's not able to do any damage to me. We just both threw butterfly kisses at each other and it was glorious. However, I win by 1 because I charged. And the thing breaks, if you could believe it. He lost by 1 because I charged. It broke, and I ran it down. So, Elizabeth, my hunters are the only things on this entire table that have actually been reliable. Everything else has failed me miserably, except for the scraplings. They really got... well, not the trappers, the other ones. They really didn't have much of a chance to do anything or fail me, but everything else has failed. And Rufus. Rufus didn't fail me. Rufus never fails me. But everything else, just completely embarrassed to field it. So thank God for hunters. So with nothing else, here's bottom of 5 after movement. And again, not a ton. It's his Bombardiers getting into range. They're both... The one is on the left flank are going to shoot at my Scratapult, and I'm actually kind of rooting for him on that one. The ones in the center are going to shoot at Tremendous, and I'm fine with that. He's in hard cover. He should be okay. That's the hope. And then his general and his 3 remaining bruisers charge into my Scraplings, who wanted to stand and shoot, but this time he was way too close. I thought about fleeing. I probably should have fled, but I wanted to be able to charge with what I had left of my Merc Vets. That was the hope. There's a better picture of his bruisers and his generals slamming into my poor scraplings that are just getting the poop end of the stick. Nothing happens in magic, but in shooting, it's magical. His bombardiers blow the scrap launcher to pieces. He does like 8 wounds to it. Couldn't believe it. The man is rolling hot fire over here, and all I can do is be set ablaze. Yeah, bombardiers are definitely going to have to be given a second look. I am super impressed with them right now. The other bombardiers, like I said, they have run out of hard stuff to shoot at me. They fire at my merc vets, kill one guy because they only did 1 wound, and it forces the panic check, and thank God I pass it. But now I'm down to just the 1 merc, and why not, right? I'm still gonna charge. Over here in combat, if you want to call it that, impact hits alone net him 4 kills, and then his general goes and murders my scraplings. It wasn't even fair. Then they turn around to face like so. We all knew what was going to happen there. So here's top of 6 after movement, and I don't really have any. Tremendous is stupid again. That's like the 8th friggin' leadership check I failed today. And yeah, so he's stupid, and he rolls 6 inches out of hard cover, surrounded by flippin' bombardiers. What do you think is about to happen? What would you do if Tremendous's dumbass walked out of the hard cover? Oh my God. Elizabeth moves forward her 7 inches so she can throw a spear at the bombardiers, mostly out of spite. My trappers move up because I finally remember to move them. And I send the 1 remaining merc vet into the bruisers for a Hail Mary pass because I'm going to lose anyway. Might as well try to up my opponent's body count. That's it for my movement. There's a better picture of my Hail Mary charge. And there's a better picture of Tremendous being frickin' stupid again. And it wasn't just like a slight stupidity. I rolled a 6 and took him completely out of the ruins. Oh my God. It is just like sometimes it's like, oh, dice gods aren't real. Dice gods are absolutely real. Stuff like this doesn't happen randomly. This was spite. During the shooting phase, Elizabeth chucks her spear at the bombardiers and is able to do a wound, so good for her. And then in combat, I'm able to kill 1 bruiser, and they're easily able to kill my mercenary veteran. It was inevitable, but hey, I got 1 more guy, so I'll take it. So here we go to bottom of 6 after movement, and like I said, the bombardiers both turn to face Tremendous, and his general's unit with the bruisers stay right where they're at because they're exhausted. They've been slaughtering for about 4 turns now. That's it for movement. And thanks mightily to Tremendous walking out of the ruins, the bombardiers fire 1 volley at him. It was about 15 shots, and kill his sorry ass. So I can't be too mad about it. It's my fault he's stupid. I'm not going to change it. I thought about it, and I'm like, no, I really like this kid. I'm going to keep it. What the hell? And you know what? It's fun. I like it. And he killed an entire unit of tribesmen with a great shaman in it. Who am I to complain? He got his points back. He died a hero's death. I'm not going to complain. So there it is, guys. There's the end of the game. Needless to say, I got brutalized. Although my opponent did not walk away from it unscathed, and I'm proud of that. He's got 2 units of bombardiers that are fresh, clean, and happy. And he's got 2 bruisers left and a Great Khan with 2 wounds on him. So a lot of what he has left is pretty beat up. He definitely knows he was in a fight. And this was a really good game, even though it was a decisive victory for my opponent. I'm very pleased with how I performed, even rolling like ass and failing all those leaderships. But you know what? We'll get to the recap in a second, because right now, this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
So yes, this was a defeat for Lord Tremendous. I got 1,642 out of him. He got 2,659 out of me for a difference of 1,017. I've lost my pride. I also lost Skaz, my Khan, Lord Tremendous, all my tribesmen, my mercs, my yetis, my piece of shit Scratapult, Rufus, and my scraplings. My opponent took it to me like a champion. Not bad for his second game. I know my opponent's list was illegal, but honestly, having heavy armor on his tribesman and having a couple of arcane items on his great shaman didn't change the outcome of this game much, if at all. He got no armor saves with his guys because he was up against somebody's strength 5 armor piercing, so it all worked out. This is only his second game. I didn't check his list beforehand. It's not a big deal. I'll let him know next time I see him, but I'm sure he's already going to figure out if he watches this. You know, this was a damn good game. And I learned that bombardiers are much better than I originally thought. I'm going to take back 75% of the negative things I said about bombardiers, and I'm going to drop the Scratapult out of my army, because fuck that thing, and I'm going to try a unit of 4 bombardiers. My opponent has made me a believer. You know, this list has never really been tried against 2 devastating Death Stars like that, and I'm very proud of the way it handled itself, to be perfectly honest. I mean, Lord Tremendous took out the Tribesman Death Star by himself, and everything else, they did their best against the one with the General with the Bruisers, and exactly what should have happened happened. I have no complaints. It was an excellent list. It was an excellent game. His Great Khan was impressive and made me miss Berserk, so don't be surprised if in future games you see me fielding a Great Khan again, because I missed that much offensive power. My opponent's list really got me thinking, and one of the most impressive things about his list is that he had no BSB in his list whatsoever. Not that I plan on dropping mine, but he didn't take one. He had 2 characters. He had a Great Khan, he had a Great Shaman. Everything else was core, bombardiers, or a war machine of some sort. You know, a cannon and a Scratapult. His list was really unconventional and really effective. I was super impressed. You know, not everything went wrong for me. Elizabeth did really, really well. The Yetis didn't, but she did really well. Helping take out the bombardiers, taking out the Scratapult, taking out the Thunder Cannon. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Lord Tremendous was awesome. Yeah, he failed 2 stupidity rolls. Yeah, he would have done a lot better had he not failed those. But the fact that he took out a Death Star of Tribes with a Great Khan by himself means all was forgiven. Rufus got a bad friggin' roll. I played him poorly, and that's completely my fault. So, Rufus, I'm sorry, buddy. Not to mention, I really did misplay my mercs, like, badly. I just let them get shot at the entire game. Not their fault, completely mine. And once again, fuck the Scratapult. That thing is going on the shelf of shame immediately. And like I said, guys, despite everything else, this was a damn good game. This is a damn good opponent, and I cannot wait for our damn rematch. I really am looking forward to it, though, because I want to see how he changes his list. I want to see what he does with the Ogre Khans, and I want another shot at him, damn it. Real quick, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that supports me financially through Patreon, PayPal, and other means. These are the individuals that allow me to thank them on my battle reports. There's others that choose to remain anonymous, and I have to respect that. Alex of the Veiled Renegades, South Florida's Gamermancy team, and Daniel Jolson. Thank you guys very, very much. I really do appreciate it, and I hope I continue to be worthy of your patronage, as well as all my silent donators. Thank you guys. I really, really do appreciate it. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Battle Report number 32 is officially in the books. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks.